Hello and welcome to What's Map for Cities Skylines, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. There are thousands of items on the workshop now, so finding the right one for your next city build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review some using our 5-star rating and the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture out to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. BonBon here, how you doing? Right, we're at that point of the week again, yes. Yes, we've made it to Thursday, which means it's Throwback Thursday. The day where we crawl through the archives, looking for the older maps that jump off the screen and hopefully say, this could be interesting. And this map certainly did that for me. It looks like some care and attention has been put into it, into the design. It certainly looks like it's not been drawn in half an hour by a 10-year-old, which is always a good thing. Now I've got to say, it's an older map, pre-move it and all that, and some of the early standards that you'll see as we do the fly-through are not indicative of the map as a whole, so don't give up on it just because you see things that you don't like at the beginning, because the overall score is not half bad, okay? It's Isla Malaya by Vexcarius, V 2.0 of course, because the first one was probably awful. And we haven't got a V3, so never mind. There's your start square, which is actually says to me they know what they're doing. I like that, that's good work. And the resources, if I'm honest, well, they could do with a little bit of a touch up, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Right, off to the Steam Workshop we go, and what do we need? Well, first of all, look at that screenshot. Nice. Okay, summer tree, fern, summer tree, palm, palm and palm. I have subscribed to all of them, even though there's a missing tick there. I recorded this before I subscribed to last the items, but never mind. A few bits to read, that gives you a bit of background, and it's also worth having a bit of a read as well. And inspired by parts of the Philippines, etc. So yeah, good to see. Now before we get started, sometimes you see patterns and pictures and things like that in the clouds, and I see them in islands, and here I see a man dropping a large rock. And it was so heavy, that large rock, that look, his six-pack's bursting out of his guts. Look at that. Am I right? I think I am. There we are. Anyway, so I know. Too much coffee's bad for you, isn't it? Shall we roll on and have a look at the map, shall we? Yeah, okay. Right, there is basically, in terms of highway connections, it's all down here. And we'll head down to the fog, and we will switch off the fog here so we can actually see what's going on. Some weird stuff going on down here, guys. We've got the main highway connections. I'm not sure what these slip roads are for, though, because they're never going to connect. They are never going to connect. I don't know why. Certainly not without the modern mod. I think it was bloody Penguin's mod. That any outside connection, I think it's called, will connect basically anything and everything. But for me, no, they were never going to work. Now if we head down the highways here towards the main intersection, now we're going to ignore that straight off because honestly, awful. There are problems there. Ignore it. We'll come back to it. We'll do that in a minute. This I don't understand either. Now we've got these single lane highways that are basically the runoff roads for the intersections, and they're never going to connect to the outside of the map either. And we've got a third rail route down here which also connects. 3 rail routes all coming in, and they'll all merge into one line in a minute, which can cause problems. Okay, you might want to split the lines up a little bit, but anyway, if you come down here, before we have a look at that again, this is nice. It needs a little bit more finesse. Right here, we've got a little bit of a bump going on. Like I say, pre-move it, which makes that more difficult to fix. It is fixable. It is doable without move it, but obviously a lot more work. And then we get to this thing here. I don't like it at all. It's very high. I mean, it works, everything's good. It's the heights of the roads are, I mean, clearly throwback roads, they really are. But that is not all. We've got some little bumps going on with the rail. They're merging at that point, which is going to cause some problems, I imagine. We've got a little bit of a drop down here as well, which once again, it's not too bad, but it should be smoothed out. If you really want to take on this map, get you move it and start working on these things now. The rail bridge at the bottom it climbs up a little bit. It's not all level, it's not all perky. And then we get to this in the middle here. If you have a look here, we can see a little bit of mantle glitching through. Can we get down there and have a look at that? Just about. A little bit of mantle under there. And then the rail in the middle almost goes without saying. In fact, I'm going to give you a few moments of silence. Okay, we'll move on. The road from this point, everything from this point in is much better. I'm not saying it is Class A. It's not 5-star detailing, because once again, we are going back in time, and it was much difficult then. But much better than what you've seen. We're past that part. We can move on and start enjoying the map as it is. And do you know what? The map is actually quite nice. If you're looking to, so I've still got some detailing issues here as well. We see these in modern maps as well with lesser builders, but that's okay. That's okay. These bridges, like I say, just needs a little bit of a tweak to make it perfect. A little bit bumpy and lumpy and whatever, but even so, you can see the thought and the effort that has gone into this. Just lacking in some of the higher level skills, which is a shame really. But anyway, this is all good, all very nice indeed. Here's your start square. It's a little bit of a plateau raised up. Unfortunately, like I say, those roads are coming in at ground level, and you're going to have a little bit of trouble. You're probably just going to have to taper the road up a little bit to get up to that upper level there, but it's not too bad. I think I'd be a bit harsher in modern times for an error like that. But anyway, if you come back to the rail and past that little thing that we are going to completely ignore, then it gets a little bit better. Yes, it's still a little bit lumpy bumpy in times, and there are still some hills that need to be eased out a little bit, but actually we're way past the worst of it. Obviously his intersections were in need of a little bit of tweaking, but Spectarius hasn't done too bad. And certainly, like I say, with the island design, everything about the islands kind of like makes you want to build on them, which is great. A little bit up here, a little bit of a slope, a nice little bridge there. And then if we cruise around here, do you know what? We are getting very close to an asset review, because once this line comes to an end, well, our job is done. Yeah. So let's head off to Assetville and have a look at Nova City, a low poly by the Ali Targuz. Yeah, I'm sure there's a reason for that. Now you can see it's low poly, and you can tell that the texturing isn't the highest quality, but I know some of you are doing cities that will have this kind of aesthetic. Okay, it looks a bit cartoony, and yeah, I mean, I wouldn't use them, but that doesn't mean that you wouldn't want to use them, so I'm still going to give them a bit of a show. And the fact that they're low poly, of course, means low in the RAM, quick and easy to load, and I've got to give it a nod. Well done, Ali Targuz, for Nova City A low poly. Well worth a look, guys. And we are now off to Themington Island for the theme and LUT review. Springwood by Ronic69 with Palish HD LUT, and we are now into dusk. Always happens on the Thursday, you know, the sun setting. James Cagney never uttered the immortal line, "You dirty rat," in any of his screen roles. Not one of them. I think that's quite a famous little factoid, right up there with Come Up and See Me Sometime. He never said that either, by the way. Princess Anne, the Princess Royal, used to drive a car with a number plate that was originally on an Ealing milk float. There we are. One more for today. D.H. Lawrence, famed for his erotic novels, was actually a prude and would only make love with the lights off. Oh, maybe had a pot's belly, maybe. Okay, right, shipping routes back on Isla Malaya. Shipping routes, they're, well, these orange lines or orange yellow lines. Are they orange or yellow? They're orange to me. I'm sure you're going to tell me they're yellow. What do I know? Colours. Yeah, they just go around all the island and cover all the nooks and crannies. And the best part, there is that bridge over there. The best part is they've used their brain and haven't gone through the bridge. Well done, Vexcarius. Water flow. Now, mostly no issues at all. Mostly. Like here, lots of water flow here, going through the bridge. And then when you go into, this is about the only place, in this part of the bay here, there's not much going on. There is some movement, but it's not much. And then it picks up again and pushes out. There's your water source in there. Wouldn't even notice it was a water source. Very nice. Lots of water moving here, cutting through here. Big pump out here. In fact, there's lots of water sourcing going on over around these islands. And somewhere, let me find it. It was down here. Yep, there's another water source in there. And then down in the fog here, there's another water source and a big old drain as well right next to it. So yeah, what I'm saying is water is being moved about. Let's have a quick look at the terrain. There's not much in the way of the detailing. There's no castles, there's no lighthouses, there are no jetties. Thank goodness. Nice to see a map where they've gone and avoided all the cliches. There we are, there's a beach there. Obviously you can see there's a beach. I'm telling you it's a beach. Well, you can see it's a beach. Well, I'm teaching you to suck eggs here, aren't I, really? Another beach along here. And I'll say all the coasts are very workable. They're all at a decent height. There are no drowned trees that I can see. Certainly not in the forests inland here like this. But you can see here, that's your start square. It's pretty flat. Certainly something that you can work with. Lots of rivers and island shapes to force your city to build in non-grid-like formations, which is great. Now this volcano, it must have been so tempting to make it into a volcano. Look at that. No crater. I've got to give him a nod for that. That is rare. Also, see all the trees going up the sides of the mountains there? You know I normally moan about these things. Not when it looks right. And here, yeah, we've got nothing on the cliffs here. And the tree placement all around these islands makes sense to me. And like I say, we've got... trees all the way up the side of the. There's a point down here. You can see down here with this this little bay, and there's a little mountain overhanging it there, which has got a spiky point on it, and there's trees all the way up the side of that, and I'm okay with that too. So don't think I'm always against. The land that time forgot. Watch out for T-Rex. Yes, I'm not all against trees on cliff faces. I know people think I am, but I'm not. It just has to make sense to me, and that one did. Out here in the fog, if we switch the fog off, would help. There we are. We can see this tiny little sliver of land. I don't know why. I've not got a clue why. And even more so, not knowing why. I think it's probably a slip of the brush or something. But up here, we've got a tiny little sliver of land right on the edge. I have no clue. No clue whatsoever. But yes. Okay. Have we covered everything? I think we have. Aesthetically, do you know what? I love the island design. I think basically I've got to credit it. It would have been a 3-star map, but the island design I think deserves the extra star. I'm giving it 4. Detailing, yes, everything went to crap right at the beginning, and I can't get over it. I'm saying that the map didn't get any worse and certainly got a little bit better, but I can't go above 2 stars for detail. Still something for you to fix if you want to use this map, because it is incredibly playable, and the playability factor, I mean, it's like I say, it's got all the shipping routes, it's got the plane routes, it's only got the one, yeah, let's just say 4 stars for detail. So for gameplay, I think it's definitely, well, I mean, I would play this. I think I'd enjoy playing this one if I had the time. Isla Malaya v2.0 by Vexcarius. And that concludes that. Well, thanks for watching, commenting, liking and subscribing. Join me tomorrow for another map in the What's Map series. We're doing a request map tomorrow, as voted for by my Patreon BonBonB buddies. There they are, in the top right hand corner. You can catch your name up there if you're one of the guys. And then Saturday, yes, Saturday, one more day, and then it'll be the weekend. Oh, put your feet up and relax. Anyway, that's it. One more day to go. You can't relax yet, guys. Not yet. One more day. One more day.